we have with us one of the most active members and volunteers of the CFA Society Philippines. She was actually awarded as the CFA Outstanding Charter Holder of the Year in 2021. I'm really excited to speak with her today. So let's all welcome Miss Toni Bautista, CFA.
Hi, Darwin.
Yeah, hi Toni. Welcome to our office, PwC Philippines.
Yes, very nice office.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and of course, welcome to Spotlight On. You're the first person that we're putting on the spotlight. Literally, we have a spotlight right in front of us.
I know.
Toni, could you tell us more about yourself? Like, what do you do for work, outside work, and maybe something about your family background as well?
Okay, so I am the eldest of three girls, and I was raised as part of a military family. So my dad is an ex-pilot, Air Force pilot. So from there, you may have imagined how strict my parents are. So that's how all of us, the three, me and my sisters, were brought up. So we were brought up in an environment where there are rules, but of course we are very close with our parents. But for me, that was where I was able to learn and hone work ethics, discipline. I'm very prompt, and I feel that I was able to take that from my dad.
What was your childhood like?
Okay, so my childhood, for me, to be honest, I vaguely remember my childhood, but I remember studying at all times.
Okay, that's why she's a CFA charter holder.
So I recall that I was, so every time there's the quarterly periodical exams.
Yeah, so you're like the top one of the class?
Yeah,
or the valedictorian since elementary?
Not really, but part of it. But I recall my dad only had a few rules, but were very obedient. Number one, the first rule is that the weekend before the quarterly periodical exams, we're not allowed to watch TV. And then secondly, we had a curfew. We had a curfew. So I recall, I wasn't really that much interested in sports, in any other extracurricular, but I was very interested in, studying. Very nerd ever since.
Doesn't show.
Oh, thank you. My day normally starts with me attending class at F45.
Okay, I know, right?
I am a person who values routine. Yeah. So I think I get that from my dad. Yeah. So 6:30. So 6 a.m. I'm up.
So you take the 6:30 class.
Yes, I take a 6:30 class. 6:30 a.m. I'm at the gym. The reason why I like F45.
It's in Makati Ave.
It's in Makati Ave. Yeah. The reason why I like F45 is that after 45 minutes I'm done.
I know, right?
Yeah. And then after that I am in the office by 8.
Okay.
That's when I read through emails from last night. I read through macroeconomic, data that was released overnight too. We normally have our morning meeting at 8:30. This is when traders would share their views for our appreciation, so that starting 9 a.m. when the market opens, we can have those meaningful discussions with our clients. So that's my day. Basically, it's all about discussions. It's all about pitching products to clients to help with their investment and hedging.
So Toni, we're Facebook friends, right? I'm not sure if you noticed, but I always heart and like your stories because usually it's about self-care, being kind to yourself, trusting the process and the journey. So what's the story behind that? Like, why are those the kinds of stories that we share?
To be perfectly honest, I feel that in the world that we live in, whether we're talking about our own respective personal lives and our professional lives, there would be hurdles, right? And at the end of the day, you need to hold on to something in order for you to get out of that shell of, which can lead eventually to depression, mental health issues. So for me, those reminders, to be honest, I feel that that's an algorithm already.
I actually wait for it every day.
Yes.
What does she want to say today?
Yes. And I previously I would attend some gatherings of worship. And for me, it kind of helped, most especially during instances when I'm faced with challenges. So for me, all of these, no, all of these that I share, I use them because on a daily basis, like as long as the story is there, I would regularly look at it, and I'm very thankful that
I heart it more than once.
It affects positively other people as well.
So I think anywhere we are at the stage of our career, right, at some point, and maybe more regularly, we need to see something like that.
Yes,
as a good dose of maybe a lesson.
Correct.
As we start today.
Correct. And also, I start my day with a prayer. So normally I would share like the reflection, like 2-pager, right? Like reflection on a certain one-liner scripture. So for me, it gives me the energy for the day. On a daily basis, I would ask the Lord, like, Lord, please make this a good day, right? It's nothing specific, right? Just make it a good day for all of us.
Speaking of energy, I know that you're also into fitness. So you do F45, Functional 45. We actually have the same gym. We go to the same gym. Although she's in Makati Ave, I attend the one in BGC. I also attend the 6:30 class.
Okay.
And then you also do Fitness First. I saw one of your pictures in Fitness First.
Before, I used to, because before it was closer to my office.
To your place?
Yes, my office.
At your office?
Yes,
okay, and then flyweight?
Yes, I did flyweight as well.
Boxing?
So it's actually a hobby of me and my sisters were very close, and I feel that the reason why we're close is because we have common interests, and fitness is one. Yeah, so whenever I would visit my sister in Texas, to be perfectly
I saw the
honest,
pictures, like
we
you
would
go
attend
to
F45 as well.
F45,
yes. And then my youngest sister, she's actually the most athletic.
Okay, so you're like the middle.
I'm the eldest.
Oh, you're the eldest.
Yeah, so my youngest sister, who is also a CFA charter holder.
Wow, it runs in the blood. Okay.
Idol, no. She is actually a volleyball varsity player.
Wow.
And she plays golf too. Wow. So now I'm actually more open to trying sports naman, not really just gym.
Exercise.
Correct.
Yeah. Are you more of a cardio or resistance?
I like cardio. Yeah, I like cardio.
Okay.
I like the adrenaline rush of it. To be honest, if sometimes during resistance days, I would get lazy because I feel that I won't get that sweaty.
Okay.
It's not sulit, right? If you go. Yeah, so I'm really a cardio. But my favorite would be hybrid. Like the 50% cardio.
The Saturday class.
The Saturday class. The 30 minutes cardio, 30 minutes resistance.
Yeah. It's the other way for me. I love resistance and weight training, so I only attend like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday,
really?
And then I do Fitness First like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because I like more of the resistance.
So body pump.
Yes, so I don't like the cardio part. So I don't know why.
In Fitness First, I used to do body combat.
Oh, yeah. It's a good class.
Yes, right? But very cardio.
Very cardio.
Yes.
I never attended. I just saw that they're doing.
Yeah.
And Toni, I also saw that you travel a lot. I'm not sure if that's for work or for leisure, but what would be your most memorable trip?
For me, I've only been to Europe once. So I went to Barcelona. I went to Florence as well with my best friend.
Christian.
Christian.
He's my professor.
Oh, yeah.
At DLSU.
DLSU, yeah. So you know that trivia. I used to be, that was supposed to be my class.
Oh, you were supposed to be my professor.
Yes. But I gave it to him because I had a lot of things to juggle already.
Okay.
Yeah, so we traveled to Europe right when I was about to join Stanchart.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've always wanted, to visit different countries within Europe because for me, the architecture and the history of the places, for me, there's value there. And then aside from that, of course, there's tax refund in shopping.
Yeah, I know, right?
So for me, it was, it was the first and last, and hopefully I would be able to visit it again.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next year. Yeah, to be honest, we're planning because I'm turning 40 next year.
Oh,
so it's like a big celebration.
We have the same plan. I actually plan to go this year. because I'm turning 35.
Oh, okay. Like milestone.
Yeah,
milestone travel.
Yeah. Have you been to Switzerland?
No,
Or,
not yet.
You
But
should visit.
yeah.
It's really good.
Most especially that I'm a fan of Chloe.
I know, right? So,
Yeah.
you have to go to.
Yeah. So currently, I am. This is just a new role for me. Effective April 1, I was named as head of financial markets.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a bit of a surprise for me, to be perfectly honest, because I wasn't expecting to reach this post this early on in my career. I'm very thankful to my mentors in Standard Chartered for pushing for me, for believing in me. So on a day-to-day basis, previously I would talk to my clients via phone, via chat, via email on a daily basis. But now, of course, that has changed a bit. I'm now meeting more internal stakeholders, looking at the bigger picture for the bank, for the improvement of the bank.
So, Toni, if you were not in the finance track or financial markets as your line of work, what would you have been?
Okay, so I have two answers there.
Okay.
Number one would be I can be a teacher, I feel.
Okay.
And then secondly, it's entirely different from what I'm doing.
Okay.
But I'm very interested in fashion.
Okay.
So whether I'm talking about, being like a personal shopper of a celebrity,
Wow.
I would be very
Okay.
excited to be that. Or someone who, designs. Designs,
Oh, wow.
yes.
Teaching, because you're teaching right now?
Yes,
Or-
I'm teaching right now. Not in the university,
Okay.
but I teach in the professional schools.
Okay.
So currently, I teach like 3 modules in Ateneo CCE.
The short
Courses. So
Okay.
the target would be those working, because I'm
Yes.
also working.
Yeah.
So I am unable to take time off during weekdays. So my courses would be every 3 Saturdays or after work.
I see. We have a lot of things in common. So aside from going to F45, I actually teach
I know that you teach
also at
in
AIM,
Yes.
financial management, valuation courses.
Okay.
So maybe if I'm not in finance,
You'll probably be teaching too.
teaching also. Yeah. And all throughout your career, you've been with the banking industry, or you started somewhere else?
No, all throughout my career, I've always been in the banking industry. I've been in different roles and different departments. So I started my career in asset management.
Okay.
Yeah. And the main reason why I started in asset management is because I graduated right at the smack of the global financial crisis. So 2008. Yes.
Okay.
So no treasury
Okay.
desk, no treasury department was hiring.
Okay.
They were all cutting jobs.
Yeah.
And I was very fortunate that I was given the chance to learn about the products, learn about financial markets in a different light, and that is through asset management and portfolio management. And that was where I also learned about the CFA program.
I see.
Yes, because majority of our members are, of course, our PMs, portfolio managers, research analysts.
Yeah. So when did your CFA journey start?
I started.
End.
Yeah, so I started. I was very efficient because I know that most likely my interest to study may dwindle as I age.
Okay.
So that's why 2008 I graduated
Right after
March.
graduation.
Yeah, I took the December exam.
Wow.
Yeah, I
okay.
took the December
That's how
exam.
excited you were.
Yes,
Okay.
and for me, it also helps because I'm still used to studying.
Okay. Yeah, fresh from
It's still
college.
fresh from college. Yeah. So I took the December exam, and then thereafter I took the June and the June.
Wow. Okay.
So I needed to wait for a bit because you
Yeah.
need 4 years worth of
Correct.
experience.
So by then you only had like
2.5.
2.5.
Yeah, correct. So I was charter
Okay.
pending for a bit.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting journey. So why did you pursue a career in finance? Like who or what influenced you to take this career path?
It was really my mom. So my mom was involved in insurance. So growing up,
Okay.
that was my, my
You were exposed
I
to
was my exposure.
like, finance
Correct.
products.
Correct.
Yeah.
So initially, I was supposed to take actuary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Very insurance.
Yes, very insurance.
Okay, okay.
But then, my mom, they were very involved in my university, decisions.
Okay.
So they attended with me, the open house, if you recall, like in schools, right? And my mom was able to talk to one professor in Ateneo. She discussed that there is an upcoming course.
Yeah.
This was a new course,
Okay.
applied math, major
Applied
in
math.
math finance.
Okay.
So there was still math there, but it was more directed towards finance.
Okay.
And I kind of like it that, we're going to be pioneers.
Yeah.
So I took that chance and shifted from BS Math to Applied Math. And that was where I was exposed to financial markets, to the products. And admittedly, and I'm very happy because this course, it had a fifth year, which is also a master's course altogether. So
Oh, okay.
when I graduated,
So straight to masters.
straight to master's, correct.
Okay.
And then that was where we had a practitioner seminar.
Okay.
And the practitioner seminar, the teacher there was, the legendary Roy Laksamana, who is the program director for Treasury Certification Program.
Yeah.
So that was where, of course, my interest was picked. And that was where I was led to financial markets.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for sharing your influence for taking this career finance. So Tony, why did you pursue the CFA charter, knowing that it's not as easy as any kind of exam, right?
I recall back then, my main motivations are really number one, the network. I know when I was starting, I've been seeing, people, the CIOs, head of research. I recall seeing, April Tan. And I saw that comma CFA in their names.
Yeah.
I was choosing between MBA and CFA, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
But at that point in time, I wasn't really ready to study again and not earn anything.
And you just had your master's.
Yes,
degree,
correct.
2008, right?
So for me, taking the CFA would build that network. And then aside from that, I was the learnings that I was looking for, which was more related to what I'm currently doing. I feel that I got it more there versus if I were to, look into business courses. And I was very happy with the result. I met you, I met all of these people, and there's that connection, right? I have a lot of colleagues as well in Singapore who are charter holders too. So if we see the comma CFA, that's automatic connection already. So
And the recognition also.
Correct.
In terms of credibility.
And also work ethic.
Professional.
Yeah, work ethic. Because at the
Yeah.
you would need to spend grueling hours
I know.
to study by yourself.
It's blood, sweat, and tears.
So
Yeah.
you know that that person would have that work ethic, would have that discipline.
And I think during your career back then, I mean, you were starting and you had to learn a lot of, what's happening in the market.
Yeah.
How do you understand the macros? And I think the program was really fit
Yes.
also to help you
Yes.
progress in your
Most
career.
especially that I started in asset management.
Correct.
Yeah, so I recall, the concepts of
Yeah.
performance attribution.
I know, right?
For
Yeah.
example, I had no idea what those are,
Yeah.
right? And
the
I learned,
alphas.
and the alpha, I
Yeah.
learned everything from the CFA program.
So Tony, given where you are right now in your career, what you've achieved so far, what would be your message for those who are aspiring to be CFA charter holders, and perhaps even for those who would like to take the same career path in the banking industry?
Number one for me is you need to start now. You need to build
Right
your
now.
career right now. Like you need to
Like
build
now,
your
please
credentials.
register CFA exam.
Because for me, the longer that you delay taking
True.
the exam, parang wala nang gana in a way.
The harder it is also to gain the momentum.
And to be honest, like for example, I'm turning 40. I felt
we're really declaring our age.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I feel that my memory has declined. So I feel that for the young ones, right of college. It would be difficult because you would need to juggle, learning the ins and outs of your current job, and then you would need to spend time as well for self-study. But for me, it really would you would reap the benefits after you get the charter. So that's number one. Start now.
Start early.
It's never too early. Similar to in our finance literacy courses, right? For investing as well, you should start now, right? And then second is for me, you should always remember to be humble. Ask help. At the end of the day, we have friends, we have mentors who can help us. So leverage on those relationships. So be humble and ask help. And then all of these things eventually would help you professionally. The network. I'm very so even if I'm no longer part of the board, I feel that I would always have that connection with my past co-board members and my members in my committee. Previously, I was heading continuing education too. So
that's why you were part of the panel.
Correct.
Level 1 review.
Yes. Okay. So the connection, the connections, the network, it would always help you, regardless of where you are in your career. So for me, that's what. So start now, and then remember to always be humble.
Those are really good messages, and I think it's also within you to continue to help others. I mean, you said that earlier, right? Because we've seen also how active you are in the organization, and I do the same thing actually because I feel like it's really good to pay it forward, to help others, and to inspire them that it's something that's worth taking. It's not going to be easy at all, right? There's no point there that you felt like, oh, I can ace this, it's easy. But after you go through like that journey, grueling journey, as you said, I think it's really worth it to take the CFA program.
It's also timely that we're talking about finance professions because I noticed that a lot more people are choosing different paths. So for me, it has always been finance, and if I were to advise like people graduating from business courses, I would still say before you look at more newer business ventures, maybe look into finance first. Because the dynamic nature of the market, for me, that's really what's exciting. What makes the job not boring.
And I think it also tests your limitations.
Correct.
Student,
so character development.
Yes, the patience.
Yes.
And I think the humility is on point because it's also not every day that you feel you're good at it. Even if you've been doing finance for a long time, there will always be new things that will come up and you feel like, what exactly is this? What am I supposed to do? So it's a really good experience. Earlier, you spoke about being thankful to your mentors, right? I totally agree with that. So what would you consider as the best professional advice that you've received?
I recall a few of my mentors telling me, as you progress in your career, their main advice to me is be the person you needed when you were starting. So that has been, my guiding principle. Of course, there are instances wherein at work it's very stressful, right? But I would always go back to that at the end of the day, right? Like the juniors in our team, I'm there to guide them. And I feel that that's also the reason why I like teaching. My main, I feel that my main claim to fame, and I would hear that from people, is that I'm able to, explain in layman's terms all of these things which are complex.
Technical.
Correct.
Matters.
And I recall, and the main reason why that has been my battle cry is because when I was starting, right, most especially in finance, there are a lot of jargons.
I know, right?
That I needed to learn.
Yeah, especially in the banking industry, right? It's not the
correct.
typical industry that you study in college.
Correct. And I was very thankful that when I was starting, I was like the baby of the team.
Oh,
So
okay.
even if I would ask, really stupid questions, if I may, basic questions, they were all of them, all of my first office mates were very helpful.
Accommodating.
Correct. So that has been my battle cry. Be that person. You would have wanted when you were you would have wanted to encounter when you were still starting.
And I think that's also the best way to pay it forward,
Correct.
right? Because we all go through that stage of our career where we don't know
Correct.
what we're trying to do, we're
Correct.
trying to figure it out ourselves, and we needed somebody to guide us and to be patient
Yes,
with us. That's our role now, I think, as leaders of our organization. Right?
Yes.
To be more patient also.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Again, I'm Darwin Saribay, CFA. I'm a partner at PwC Philippines. And I hope to see you to the next episode of CFA Society Philippines Spotlight On.